So I know one of the most popular fresh fragrances, especially for the spring and summertime when we're talking about citrus, specifically grapefruit, is BVLGARI TYGAR. There have been a lot of inspirations and impressions and twists of BVLGARI TYGAR on the market. Here I have a fragrance by Spirit of Kings. This one is called Arrakis. This is a twist of BVLGARI TYGAR, and it might actually have some properties about it that would make you prefer it over BVLGARI TYGAR. I'm excited to tell you all about this 2019 release, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on Arrakis by Spirit of Kings, which is a fragrance that's been out for a few years now, and it does smell remarkably close to BVLGARI TYGAR, I do want to start the video off by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or if you took something of value from today's episode. It would really mean a lot to me. So, of course, with BVLGARI TYGAR, there have been a lot of inspirations, if you want to call it that, on the market. Of course, there's Burlington 1819 by Roche Parfum. There's 21 Conduit Street, I believe, by Jovoy. And there's been a lot of other fragrances as well, and I've actually reviewed a number of them on my channel. Well, here we have one that is composed by Christian Provenzano, and he's a really talented perfumer. And this one, coincidentally, has the same exact note breakdown as BVLGARI TYGAR. So you have grapefruit, ambroxan, and woodsy notes. I've owned BVLGARI TYGAR for some time now, easily a couple of years, and it's one of my favorite fragrances for the summertime. So what are the redeeming features about Arrakis? Does this have something about it that would make you want to prefer to wear it over BVLGARI TYGAR? Is it pretty much the same thing? Is it inferior in any ways? I know that if you are interested in sampling this fragrance or anything from this house, actually, you may do so at Fragrapedia House. It's going to be the first link down below. It is not an affiliate link. This is not a sponsored video, and I'm not making anything from you making a purchase from that link. I just want to be transparent about that. I know they do have these discovery sets, which I think are absolutely beautiful, and it matches the presentation of the boxes of the actual perfume bottles, which I think is really nice. And then you have all of these travel atomizers, basically. A lot of fragrances, so you can pretty much explore everything that the house has to offer. So for me personally, I would always go this route initially. You don't want to spend tons of money on a fragrance that you're not even sure is going to work with your skin chemistry, or you just might not really be into it that much. So definitely do your research, get a discovery set initially. Unless you're a huge fan of BVLGARI TYGAR, this is a no-brainer. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on the smell. Let's go ahead and start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. Now, upon initial spray, the first thing you're going to think to yourself is, this smells like BVLGARI TYGAR, right? TYGAR is an amazing fragrance from the La Gemme collection by BVLGARI, and it basically has grapefruit, ambroxan. It's citrusy. It's so bright and tart and effervescent in that very unique way that grapefruit sort of creates, which I think is quite beautiful. And you do have that woodsy base that adds that enduring quality in the dry down, and I think it's quite lovely, if I'm being honest with you. This fragrance is remarkably close to BVLGARI TYGAR, but there is a twist. With this particular fragrance, and every fragrance from this brand, I was afraid I was going to get glitter on my hands because it is quite sparkly on the box here. Sorry, shiny red ball moment. This fragrance does produce very long-lasting, or this house produces very long-lasting fragrances. And I've reviewed one other fragrance by Spirit of Kings, and the same thing goes. Every single fragrance that I sampled from this brand is very strongly concentrated. They happen to last a very long time. BVLGARI TYGAR gives me pretty decent longevity. I'm very satisfied with the longevity I get from it. You can get around 7 or 8 hours. With this particular fragrance, I get 9 or 10. So you will get performance that exceeds that of BVLGARI TYGAR. So of course, if you really care about that, especially considering the fact that this is a citrus fragrance, so you do want something that's going to give you longevity. You want something that's going to last. You want something that's going to give you that extra oomph, especially since a lot of citrus-based fragrances tend to dissipate, but the grapefruit in here is so sparkling, so juicy. It's not saccharine, it's not sweet in any way, but it is very fresh. It has that oceanic quality about it on account of the Ambroxan. And it's interesting, you know, not too long ago I reviewed a fragrance by Oman Luxury called Overdose, and I said that was also kind of BVLGARI Tygar inspired, although that fragrance is a bit heavier on the orange as opposed to the grapefruit, and it also has this really nice saffron and cardamom combination. So that actually is a much stronger deviation from the Tygar DNA. This one is actually much closer to BVLGARI Tygar. So in any case, if you love BVLGARI Tygar, if you love those bright citrusy grapefruit effervescent aquatic fragrances which are so amazing for the hotter weather, you can't go wrong with this one. It is done so exceptionally well, and the performance is really that redeeming factor that I think would make a lot of people pull the trigger and actually purchase this one. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I gotta be honest with you, this is not a very unique fragrance. There are a lot of BVLGARI twist inspirations on the market, or fragrances that utilize that similar grapefruit woodsy Ambroxan DNA, and this is another one to add to the list. A lot of people are probably already familiar with this fragrance. I'm a few years late to the party, but Arrakis by Spirit of Kings is a very close contender to BVLGARI Tygar, but the overall smell is incredibly pleasant, compliment getting, mass appealing, longevity 9 to 10 hours. Projection was amazing for the first hour and a half of application. It did radiate beyond an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 5, I want to say. Became a skin scent right around hour 9 or 10. Versatility, great for the hotter weather, spring and summer, perfectly unisex, great for formal and casual scenarios, and I think this will appeal to anybody of any age. And in terms of the presentation, it is actually quite beautiful. I love the way that the box opens in this unconventional manner, and there is a bit of a pedestal, and just the graphics and the color coordination I think is really nice. So my final verdict on Arrakis by Spirit of Kings is, if you're looking for a fragrance that smells very, very similar to BVLGARI Tygar, that grapefruit Ambroxan combination, but you're looking for better performance, I would highly recommend that you go with Arrakis by Spirit of Kings. And you might also find that the price works in its favor as well. So all of the links are going to be down below. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. If you enjoyed this review, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon and click where it says enable all notifications. This way, whenever I do publish future content, it will get delivered straight to your feed. You never need to worry about missing any of my future uploads. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you again for watching. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.